just such a privilege to have an opportunity to be talking with people who've got ideas about the kind of positive contribution they'd like to make in their community and the thinking they're doing about how they could develop their own leadership skills in order to be of greater community benefit too. So for me, it's just been a fantastic privilege to be part of each year that selection process. And in terms of the fellows, I think we're looking for people who've already had some leadership experience, and so they've got a track record of already making a really positive contribution, and you can kind of see that they've got a potential to be able to actually have many touch points that they could be making leadership contributions, and that they've got a capacity not just to be regarded as a leader in the Indigenous community but also as a leader in the broader Victorian community. So for the level of investment that the fellowship puts in them, supporting them for 3 to 5 years in the work that they want to do in community, it's that capacity to make quite a broad-ranging contribution, and for it to be seen that that investment would be kick-starting some even bigger contributions to come in the future. And then in terms of the emerging leaders, again, it's that they've had some kind of demonstrated capacity, but it's much more, in fact, we've got more of an eye to the future, that in fact the investment both in them and their community idea would be something that would kind of bear fruit into the future. You can see that there's someone that might have an important kind of leadership role in the future. And leadership in its kind of multiple dimensions we're often looking for in that emerging leader space. So I don't think there is one correct form of leadership. We've got away from the kind of big man in history kind of view of leadership, I think, and we've got, particularly in community leadership, there's an understanding that in fact people need kind of multiple ways of being, and to have to draw their legitimacy not from the position that they hold, but rather that people can see that they've got a terrific vision, some great ideas, that they're very positive contributors to their community. That's where people often draw their kind of sources of legitimacy, and that's where a degree of humility in lots of ways about the kind of person you are is often something which draws people to follow you, rather than great assertion that I am the leader. So community leadership, I think, is even different and more nuanced than leadership in other kinds of contexts. I mean, we just know that in fact communities coming up with their own ideas and people within community leading their implementation, that's what that leads to successful and really enduring change for communities, rather than ideas and programs that are parachuted in from outside, someone else's idea of what a community needs. And so that shows that kind of community leadership is an important part in that community finding their own solutions to things. Yeah. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think people would probably find it quite hard to know what exactly is it that you're looking for. But on the other hand, when you see it in someone, you know what it is.